So I've been gone for a while and I've been busy just doing random things. Who knows what I've been doing? Heck, I don't even know what I've been doing. I've been working and that's about it. Not making any videos and really missing it. I have really gotten into doing woodworking. I don't know why. It just gives me pleasure to build something cool. Might not be cool, but it gives me pleasure doing something. So next, I am building a bathroom vanity because you have to pay 900 bucks for particle board. So today I'm making the legs. I want a 2.5 by 2.5 square leg. They don't make it in that size, so the best I can do is a 1 by 3 piece. 1, 2, 3 pieces. But if you add all those together, this only makes 2 1/4. So you need another 1/4 inch. That's where this comes in. This is a 3/8 by 3. It's 0.31. So when you add that on there, you got 2.56. So I need to cut off 0.06 on this smaller end to make it 2 1/2. I'm just gonna start adding glue to this. I started adding glue to one earlier and I was recording, the camera died. So let's try this again. So what I'm gonna do is put a lot of glue in here. It's patented glue spreader. And the good thing about using my finger is I can tell where I don't have enough glue and I can put a little extra. So now this is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. Looks solid. There you go. First table leg done. 3 more to go. It's got a 3/4 inch piece of pine plywood, and I got some 1 by 2s, and this will be the side. What I'm gonna do is now make the sides. The 1 by 2 on top of this panel will actually connect the 2 legs on each side. I'm drilling pocket holes every 6 inches. Alright, so here's what happened when you don't have a corner clamp. You take your square, you attach a 2x4 with a clamp to hold that to your square. Then you use another clamp to hold this board square to that board. And then to make sure it's square, you put this halfway on here and there, and then you screw it in. I didn't record it because I didn't know if it was gonna work, but it looks like it worked. This side was a little easier. I missed. Alright, so now what I did was I clamped off piece to the line so that the bottom of my cabinet would be flush, so then I can drill pocket holes. I just wanted to ensure that it fit perfectly, and then I'm going to put a face board on this. It's going to look like this. It'll be a 1x2 board. Pocket hole this from the bottom so you don't see it from the top, and then one more here where this line is at 4 inches will be my shelf. Alright, so there it is. But I made that a solid piece underneath so it looks nicer, because you're going to see that this lip here will be, and the base will be underneath drawers, so you won't be able to see any of that. Here's the body of it. This is the front. The back side I have the nailer piece. Alright, so I ordered this Kohler Caxton rectangular undermount sink. Got my MDF. Did a whole lot of math because this does not come with a template. So I found out my center point, center this way, put the sink upside down and traced it out, and then I figured because it has to have an overhang, this is going to be my cutout. Alright, so I started on my countertop. This is the bottom of it. What you see on there is RedGuard waterproofing. I saw on Stonecoat website what they did. Since it is an undermount sink, they just, the underside of where the sink is, but in case any water seeps through or anything, and plus it is going into a bathroom and I take like extremely hot showers, I just wanted to go ahead, and plus I got like a whole gallon of that stuff because I couldn't find anything smaller. I just went ahead and did the whole thing. Alright, so I painted both sides. So I painted the bottom side of this with RedGuard, did 2 coats of RedGuard, 2 coats of white paint and primer, just so the bottom was taken care of. Flipped it over. I painted 2 coats, sanded in between with 220 grit for both the side piece and the backsplash. And now I am going to epoxy the top. I practiced yesterday. I got the Stonecoat countertop A and B, and here is my practice board that I practiced on. You can see it comes out nice and smooth. It's already dry to the touch. This is less than 24 hours. But these are the colors I was going for. Was kind of like a gray. Put a gray vein with a little bit of like it's a champagne gold. It's a champagne mist gold. Use Rust-Oleum black for the gray. Just mixed it in with white. It does have a white base to it. This does have a whole white base to it, and then added gray veins, added in the champagne mist vein, and then just used the heat gun and moved all of it. These are they look a lot darker on the video than what they actually are. This one is probably the darkest one. And this one, it shows up really dark on here, but it is very, very light actually on this piece. You can see it's just an MDF board. It was my scrap piece that I actually cut out from the middle of the sink. Just wanted to test it, practice my veining technique, and now I'm gonna go ahead and mix everything I need for that. Get started. Well, I started recording and then my camera died because the card was full. But I poured it, here it is. It's still very dark from what we actually wanted. You can see I put the backsplash on there, the side piece, so it all kind of will match. One main vein that runs all the way through. Goes up that way, one bigger one this way. It is still kind of dark, but what I'm going to do is do a second coat over the top of this that's just pure white, but translucent white, so it dulls kind of this stuff down. And then after that I'll do a top protective coat on top of that. But it turned out pretty good. See these faint lines, a little bit of the gold inside there. Yeah, we'll tone these down a little bit and it'll look really well when it's all said and done. Fingers crossed. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and build my drawer boxes. And I decided I'm going to build them out of oak, just so I don't have any bending, warping, or anything else. They'll be nice and sturdy. So here's the box, just dry fit together. See, it's fitting together nicely. I did notch out the back here already, so the undermount rails can fit underneath and go to the front. So what I'm going to do now is just apply a small bead of glue to these and actually use 1.25" nails just to hold these together. The glue will help, but the nails will also keep it nice and tight. Alright, so you can see I finished my 4 drawers. I haven't done the middle drawers yet because I'm not sure if I can move the plumbing up, but I did make them the same as this. This is 9.25 inches up. You can see I've added the drawer slides. They come all the way out nicely, and they do have the soft close. Same thing at the top. Now to make my drawer faces. So I went ahead and cut my rails and my styles for these. Since I had it already set for the bottom, I just did those also. But right now I'm going to go ahead and build just the top faces. I went ahead and used my 1/4 inch bit and cut it right in the center. And now I switched over to a 1/2 inch bit so that it's a 1/2 inch in. And I adjusted it so now it is cutting both sides for the right length. You can see that it fits nice and snug. Not snug enough that I'm going to have to push and push and push, but you can see that it actually holds just on its own. Alright, so I cut my styles. I showed you that earlier. I cut my rails, my tendons, and then I have a 1/2 inch. I took a 1/2 inch pine plywood, and then I used the same setting that I had for my tendons on the outside here. It's a 1/2 inch since this is only a 1/4 inch. And I dry fit it together. You can see that it gives me my nice shaker style inset, but on the back it gives me a flush fitting, so when I add it to my drawer face I don't have to worry about that little gap here. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue these together. I'm done with everything. Did the top. Now I did a pre-stain wood conditioner, put it all over the outside. The inside, I'm going to stain the inside too, just in case. I have not done the drawers yet. Those are set up to be done next. But I did do this. Put the pre-stain on, let it set for 5 minutes. I actually painted this side, worked all the way to the other side, and as soon as I was done, I started again here, wiping off all the excess. It pretty much soaked it in. Let it set for a few minutes, and now I'm going to go ahead and do the stain. 1 coat of special walnut. Looks a little lighter there. And the drawers. Pre-drilled my holes for my knobs. I'll let this dry for 2 hours and then put another coat.